After a series of pretty comprehensive leaks, the Nokia 6 is finally here. Wait, didn't they launch a Nokia 6 already? Well, yeah, they did last year at CES 2017. The Nokia 6 was unveiled there, and fast forward a year from then, we now have the Nokia 6 second generation or 2018 edition, whatever you want to call it. And there is a lot to like about this one. So let's talk about that in today's video. Hey guys, my name is Ash, you are watching C4 Tech, and if you guys do end up liking this video, then drop us a like, get subscribed, and click on that bell icon to become part of our notification squad. Let's now get to the video. Now, the build quality of last year's Nokia 6 is something we really liked. This year, Nokia's kind of improved upon it. They've retained the excellent build quality along with the 6000 series aluminum, but they've added some nice little refinements. The camera and rear-mounted fingerprint sensor now have a nice little accent trim. The black version gets a gold trim around the edges, while the white version gets a copper one. The contrast in colors remind me of the camera ring around the Mi Mix 2, so good job, Nokia. I, for one, am happy to see HMD Global stick to their strengths and at the same time not get kinda complacent and still work on refining things. To the front, we've got a 5.5-inch screen. It is still an IPS LCD panel with a 1920 by 1080 resolution. I liked the panel the last time, so I'm guessing I'm gonna like this Gorilla Glass covered display as well. But then if you heard that right, it is 1920 by 1080. It is Full HD, not Full HD Plus. So this is not an 18 by 9 panel, which I'm sure is gonna leave a few of us disappointed. But then again, for what it's worth, Nokia have increased the screen to body ratio of the Nokia 6 this year. There are thinner bezels and no capacitive keys. Yep, we're going with on-screen keys this time. Well, the design changes have mostly been minor. Under the hood is where the major differences lie. Despite being powered by a Snapdragon 430 chip, the Nokia 6 2017 edition was a snappy little device that punched way above its weight. With a much beefier Snapdragon 630 inside the new Nokia 6, I'm quite excited to see how much performance HMD Global has managed to get out of this one. The Snapdragon 630 is an octa-core chip clocked in at 2.2 GHz with Adreno 508 for GPU duties, and I expect this device to be quite fast and snappy in day-to-day usage as well as intense tasks. Oh, and while we are on the topic of internals, the Nokia 6 2018 also comes with 4 GB of RAM and 32 or 64 GB of internal storage. There is also a microSD card slot for expandability up to 128 GB. Now, powering all this, the battery, it's still the same 3000 mAh, and it should do just fine given the hardware it has to push. If it does happen to run out, there is support for Quick Charge 3.0 through the USB Type-C port. Would you guys have preferred to see a bigger battery this time? Here's a poll, let us know. And next, let's talk cameras. There doesn't seem to be much here except maybe a few software tweaks that have been ported over from last year's Nokia 8. The rear snapper on the Nokia 6 2018 is similar to the one on its predecessor, at least on paper. A 16 megapixel sensor, 1 micron sized pixels, f2.0 aperture, face detection autofocus, and a dual tone dual LED flash. Well, sounds very similar to the spec sheet of the Nokia 6 2017. What's new here is that there is support for Ozo sound, which is something we absolutely adored with the Nokia 8. By the way, if you do want to know more about that, here's a card to a Nokia 8 review, do check it out. Speaking of the Nokia 8, the BOTI feature as well as dual video recording, they've also found their way over to the Nokia 6, so you can shoot still images or videos with both the cameras, both the rear and front cameras at once. Speaking about that front camera, again it's identical specs to last year's edition, 8 megapixels, f2.0, 1.2 micron sized pixels. As for software, this second generation Nokia 6 comes with Android Nougat out of the box. This is awkward. The Nokia 8 got its Oreo update way back in November, one of the first phones to do so. Even last year's Nokia 6 has a beta Oreo update already. So it is really weird to see HMD Global release a 2018 edition Nokia 6 with Nougat out of the box. It is kind of weird. Hopefully it does get updated to Oreo real quick. HMD Global so far, in all fairness, have had an excellent track record. Their updates and security patches have been on time, even for the cheapest of phones in their stable. And on that note, let's talk pricing. This was the biggest surprise for me. If you look at the Nokia pricing from last year, it's been reasonable, yes, for some phones, but it's not really been competitive with, say, Xiaomi prices. at least for the Nokia 6. In China, where the Nokia 6 was launched, the 32 gig variant costs 1499 yuan, that's 14,600 Indian rupees or 230 US dollars. The 64 gig storage variant costs 1699 yuan, that's about 16,500 Indian rupees or 260 US dollars. Now, Nokia has always priced their devices pretty near or lower than their Chinese prices in India. So we can expect to see the phones priced similarly here in India. At these prices, it kind of might go up head to head against the Xiaomi Redmi 5 Plus, the top variant of which is likely to be priced at around the 13,000 rupee mark. Now, unlike last year where it was Snapdragon 430 on Nokia versus Snapdragon 625 on Xiaomi, this year Nokia kinda has the spec advantage, at least till the Redmi Note 5 comes. As of now, it is gonna be 630 on the Nokia versus 625 on the Redmi 5 Plus. So this is very surprising, and this is a competition that we end users should welcome. It's always better for us to have more choices. Anyway, that's it for this little roundup on my take on the Nokia 6 2018. If you had a choice to pick between these two phones in this segment, what would you choose? The sturdier Nokia with the promise of regular Android updates, or the taller, much more modern looking Redmi 5 Plus with what on paper seems to be a better camera? Leave a hashtag Team Nokia or hashtag Team Xiaomi to show your support in the comments below. And if you are a Nokia fan, then share this video and tell us and everyone else what you'd like about this device. And if you'd rather buy a Xiaomi, then well, you're in luck. We do have a giveaway running for the Redmi 5, not the 5 Plus, but the Redmi 5. Here's a card to that, do check it out. If you hate being late to such awesome tech news, then get subscribed and click on that notification icon. Wait, that isn't what I normally say. Yeah, dislike if you will, after hearing this. If you still wanna press that dislike button, go ahead, do it. But if it did bring back a lot of great memories, then give us a big, huge like. And that about wraps it up from my side. Till next time, this here is Ash. You've been watching C4E Tech, and I'm signing off for now. You guys have a great day. Bye-bye.